Hey there guys, just decided to start a match. Timer just happened. Ooh, missed it. Well, I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and wait for the next one. We're gonna be using the just basic sand team again. We're gonna try to get about 3 or 4 of these in. And then I'll see you in about 2 minutes. Alright, so looks like we're starting up again. Nice Tyranitar costume to this guy. Ooh, sand and dragons and hail, oh my. So on a team like this, we're expecting him to come at me just repeatedly with fast offense, which means I'm guessing that Chandelure is going to be Choice Scarfed. Dragons are a bit of a threat, as Excadrill doesn't threaten to one-hit KO either of them. He does have the one Ghost on his team and a ground type, so my high jump kick and Volt Switch aren't free just yet. But, leading off with Minshao, I can click U-turn on any Pokemon that isn't Chandelure. Letting me bring in Tyranitar, trapping Chandelure, and letting High Jump Kick deal massive damage to anything besides Salamence. Alright. So, it's incredibly obvious to him that High Jump Kick kills Abomasnow. So, I'm not going to stay in and do that. We're going to U-turn, expecting Chandelure. Yep, just like that. Perfect. Yep, I like the Tyranitar option here. Let me pull up the Pokemon calculator just to make sure that I kill him. Oh, let's check to see if he gets Leftovers recovery. Okay, so by all accounts, we can be fairly certain that he is in fact Choice Scarf. Chandelure, we're going to check the Choice Scarf set. Oh, no. Pursuit won't do nearly enough to him. Why does that do so little? Okay, so he did actually switch there, which, in my opinion, is pretty odd. Yeah. Okay, so I could have just clicked Pursuit and killed him. That was a pretty poor play, overthought it a lot. Pursuit only does 57 to 67% if he stays in, so I thought that he would have a decent idea of that and just keep his Pokemon in. That's something to learn for the future. I predicted the Crunch Pursuit game wrong. Oh well, happens to everyone. Mostly just me, though. So, what am I afraid from Salamence here? Earthquake seems like a pretty easy move for him to click here. I can't bring in Gengar, though, because Dragon Claw is also a pretty good option. But a mixed set Draco Meteor predicting Salamence? Okay, so just the weaker set of Draco Meteor. This is to allow him to hit Pokemon like Capoudon, who are physical walls. However, my special defense EVs coming in, and Draco Meteor really not doing that much damage, are going to let me tank that with ease. Ice Fang really threatens him out, but I don't think he'll sit there and let me Ice Fang him. Because of that, I'm going to Stealth Rock. Okay, he will. That's fine, as I feel getting Stealth Rocks up is more important in this situation. No reason for him to roost again. I don't imagine he tried to get Chip off on me, but okay, good. He's Defog. That's going to let me get a pretty substantial bite out of him here with Ice Fang. Cool. So now he's incredibly decentivized to stay in and keep roosting up, as I can chip him down with Ice Fang. That should let me get my Stealth Rocks up. Okay, we can keep playing this dance. As he is faster than me, and because Roost removes your flying type, he definitely wouldn't have taken much damage at all from that Ice Fang. I would just very much like to keep my Stealth Rocks up. So we've got these two, we've got a Haxorus, we have his own Tyranitar, and an Excadrill. So Defog is a pretty good move here from him. I'm going to go to my Tyranitar and just smash a Rock Slide into his team. Or a Stone Edge, sorry. The only Pokemon that are going to live this would be his own Tyranitar or Excadrill, which... Superpower predicting the switch to them would be good. He doesn't know for a fact that I'm Choice Scarf. Although he can presume that because if I was Banded Tyranitar, Pursuit would have always killed, and there's no reason I wouldn't have pursued the Chandelure. I'm going to take the risk and click Superpower predicting the switch. And there we go. We're rewarded. Removing his Excadrill means my Excadrill is quite cleared up. So go through his team. As we've seen earlier, Excadrill isn't actually going to one-shot Haxorus or Garchomp, as Garchomp's even tankier. It's tempting to take the Superpower chip right here and just let him kill me. As tempting as that is, Tyranitar's Stone Edge is incredible in this match. It still kills 3 of his Pokemon. And having 2 Sand Setters lets Excadrill go in. Magnezone's basically useless here, so getting rid of him wouldn't be a bad option. Just sack him off and reset my Minchao. Yeah, I'm going to keep Tyranitar alive right here. I'm going to go give him this thing. My one worry is if this is Scarf Garchomp, that could cause some problems for me if I bring in Minchao. Still going to hurt a bit. Okay, kind of forgot how tanky I am. So, right now, I've established this guy's alive and going to live. Switching to Gengar here means that I definitely live Flamethrower or Fire Blast. That won't do enough to me. Based on the move that it brings on Salamence, I predict that he's someone who values accuracy, so be running Flamethrower over Fire Blast. Now, bringing in Gengar would survive either of those, and if he's choiced, there's no reason he's going to stay in and click that. Now, finding out if he's Choice Scarf is so important to me that I think I'm willing to give up Magnezone to get that information, instead of taking the safe switch to Gengar. Okay, cool. That basically guarantees that he's choiced. Flash Cannon won't do terribly much to Chandelure, but it'll do a little, and it'll confirm my suspicions. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and let him finish me off here. Okay, well, it's not fantastic that he's Scarfed. Wait, Life Orb. Okay. Interesting. Huh. That lets me bring in Gengar. Really mess his team up. Let me make sure I didn't read that wrong, but... Okay. I'm going to substitute here. So the reason you often see our Chandelure is that it's too slow to deal with a lot of Pokemon. But with Choice Scarf, its incredibly high special attack lets him outspeed a variety of offensive threats. Now, he brought in Tyranitar here, expecting me to click Shadow Ball, finishing off the weakened Chandelure. However, I'm completely fine with this, as now that I'm behind a substitute, I'm going to click Focus Blast, and say, yum yum yum, delicioso. Thanks for the Tyranitar. Now, I'm still behind a substitute. My health is going to be not going up due to Sandstorm, but at the very least, not going down thanks to my Black Sludge. Salamence is the best option for him here. Ooh. This is, to me, hinting that he's Choice Scarf, Dual Chop, Garchomp, which lets him hit twice. It actually has a pretty good chance of killing me here. Oh. No, he just wanted to take a bunch of damage. Okay, I mean, that's totally fine. So, there's no world where that kills, and I'm perfectly aware of that. That chip is just we're trying to chip all his Pokemon into a place where my Excadrill can come in and just sweep them all. Salamence needs to take a little bit more damage. Excadrill is now in kill range of Earthquake, Chandelure easily is, and Abomasnow dies to Rock Slide, presuming that 90% chance to hit actually happens. He's super clearly Choice Scarf, so there's no reason for me not to go into Hippowdon here, who will take very minimal damage from this. Yes, non-super effective physical attacks on Hippowdon do really not enough to write home about. Putting in Stealth Rocks would be decent, assuming he doesn't switch to Salamence here, but I prefer just keeping this thing at full health. Cool. So hail is another one of the weathers. It's not usually mentioned in the 3 good weathers, with, sun just clinging to good weather by the skin of its teeth. As there are no Pokemon that gain speed from it, it makes his Blizzard 100% accurate. But that doesn't really matter. I'm thinking I'm going to switch to Tyranitar here to set up the Sands. Will he use Blizzard? Okay, Giga Drain. Like Abomasnow's stats really just don't seem good enough to threaten off of that. Yeah. Additionally, with the Sand increasing Tyranitar's special defense, not much I had to fear from that. Stone Edge here is going to clean up anything. Garchomp should be able to survive it. Okay, but he chooses to keep it at full health. So I can't stay in against Garchomp, because we're both Choice Scarfed, he's going to be faster than me, but if Chomp switches into it, he almost gets KO'd, and at any point in time, if he brings in Chomp, yeah. I just switch to Hippowdon, and I have nothing to fear. So this is a free switch every time. No reason not to. Yeah. I mean, Garchomp is going to be a huge threat to the meta. I don't know if it's allowed to use its ability Sand Veil in PvP. We'll see if I miss a 100% accurate move later, and that'll let us know. In this situation, I'm just clicking Ice Fang. Yeah. That did... Oh, Intimidate. There we go. I was going to say, that did a lot less than there. This is totally fine. Honestly, I could just keep this guy in there and get rid of his PP. But the way this match has gone, I want to start pushing him. Roost definitely feels like a good option from him here. So... Excadrill is my end game here. Excadrill is going to kill his team when I get it in clean. So we're just going to attempt to sack my Minshao. We're going to start playing a little bit quicker because the timer is dipping down. There we go. Now, why would I do that? It seems kind of odd. Basically, I didn't have full Sand turns. There we go. See, Sand just subsided. I'm going to take my Fake Out chip. Ba-doop. Rocky Helmet doesn't really matter. I could switch out and heal this off. But right now, I'm looking to just deal as much damage as possible, which means we fire up a high jump kick into this thing. We've lowered ourselves enough that he kills me. I bring in Tyranitar, and I'm going to click Stone Edge. There we go, we pray we don't miss. And there's that pesky Salamence out of the way. At this point, I can basically clean up with Hippowdon. Now, I'm going to stay in no matter what. Garchomp's going to lock himself into some move. Doesn't matter what, definitely kill me. But now we finally brought ourselves to the part where we use Excadrill. I generally recommend on Sand teams, leaving Excadrill to the end game. You want to chip down the Pokemon that can live as hits. You want to weaken the Pokemon who are checks to him entirely. Use Magnezone to get rid of any Ferrothorns or Skarmories. And then once you've gotten to that point, your opponent has to play around the threat of eventually you just bringing in Excadrill and winning. We've gotten to that point of the game, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so Sandvale Garchomp very much is in the game. That's broken. That's getting it banned. Garchomp is entirely too powerful with Sandvale. and it seems like a massive oversight that they allowed him to have it. I don't know. Sure, they'll fix it eventually. Well, I'm going to click this in case he switches to Chandelure. Wow, okay. This right here, this is not okay. Yeah. He just has to fish for a crit here. Man. Okay, cool. Sandstorm's gone. Because we know that his Chandelure is Life Orb, it's easy to switch to Gengar here. I'm just going to go ahead, click Shadow Ball, finish this thing off. Honestly, Substitute would have been the much better play there, looking back. I'm a little tilted by what happened to my Hippowdon, so not playing super optimally. He has to lock himself into Dragon Claw or something if he wants to hit Gengar, so Dragon Claw having less power, I'm just going to switch back to Hippowdon and just heal up. Okay, so this is basically a forfeit. Locking himself into Earthquake means nothing you can do against Gengar. So, Sandstream Excadrill, Sand Veil Garchomp, takeaway here, super broken. Probably die to this. Doesn't really matter. Yeah. Oh, hey, there's his crit. Yeah, he just wanted to take his last Pokemon out before he died. Yeah, that's not okay. Please ban that thing. In normal Smogon, it is in fact quite banned, so I'm sure that's coming eventually. Anyways, thanks for watching.